So we are back here with another video, man. So today we are going to be talking about Season 2 in NBA 2K26 My Team and the announcements that came today. But before we do get into the video, I kind of just wanted to start off with, I think that today is a very good day to be buying cards because it seems like people, and I did this in preparation last night, right? I sold my cards last night because I knew that people would be kind of panic selling today after the announcement, which is exactly what is happening. This Giannis, if you were to be able to get this Giannis for under 1.5 million MT, that is a very, very good purchase right there. I'm actually very tempted to bid on him because he's got 3 legends. And this card is going to be a good investment because I bet if you were to sell him like a week from now, he would go for more MT. So there's just a lot of cards like that today. Do I think that Tatum is worth this? No, not necessarily. I don't think Dwight is worth that, but Giannis, Melo, I mean, these two cards, if you can get them for under 1.5, I feel like that's pretty decent. I mean, is it expensive? Yes. Is that a boatload of MT? Yes, I get it, but these are really, really good cards, and you're going to be able to sell them for either the same amount of MT or maybe even more MT, I would say at some point next week, man. Still a little bit pricey for Shaq there. But like Giannis and Melo are two of the best cards in the game. So I think for those prices, and I'm going to be looking to see because as you can see, there are a lot of pink diamonds up right now. People are just panic selling like crazy right now, and I am going to see if I can get maybe a pink diamond or two today for a good price because I think that it is very, very possible with a lot of these cards ending at the same time and that kind of thing. Like this Jonkel Jones, I know that she's 6'6" at the power forward position, but this card is really, really good. Like she's got a really good release. You guys might be like, what? Like, why would you ever use Jonkel Jones? Jonkel Jones, excuse me. But in a park setting, with how good this card's release is, I mean, you put like maybe, I don't know if she has Unpluckable, does she? Does not have Unpluckable. So if you were to put Unpluckable and maybe like Strong Handle on her with how well steals are kind of with how steals have been buffed, it's going to be a little bit tough anyway. But yeah, put those badges on her. She would be really, really good in a park setting. I mean, there's no question about it because her stats and badges and her lease is elite, and 6'6" is more than fine for running either kind of the 1 or the 2. I mean, you wouldn't want her running as your big man in park, but running as kind of the wing player or the point guard, the quarterback of the offense, man, you'd be all right. So if I could get a card like that for like under 500K, which you guys might be like thinking that I'm crazy and stuff, but I'm telling you, some of the prices that I've seen these going for, like this Giannis should not be going for this cheap. So I think today's a good day to purchase. I hope that you guys either sold your cards. Do not sell your cards today, whatever you do. If you are going to sell your cards, wait until after season 2 comes out. There's going to be an announcement tomorrow about the cards. I don't think they're going to drop anything crazy in packs. Maybe there will be like one juiced up card, but there's not going to be a card I don't think that's going to be as good as Dr. J or Giannis or anything like that. But yeah, I hope you guys sold your cards already. If you haven't, do not sell your cards today. Wait a little bit. So I just kind of wanted to say that before we really get into the meat and potatoes of this video, man. Just kind of try and help you guys out because I feel like we don't talk about the game as much. As we should. We kind of just talk about drama lately on this channel, which is kind of I don't really want it to be that way, but it's kind of necessary, I guess. But thought I would give you guys that tip. So hopefully that helps you guys out. But let's start talking about season 2. So I kind of, when I'm looking at things with my team, right? I like to look at everything for myself and form my own opinion before I look at everybody else's opinion. And I think that that is something that a lot of people don't do. And that's why we get this chain reaction of negativity. But anyway, I look at the first announcement, which is, the level 40 ladder awards. And I kind of think to myself, all right, Diamond Joe Johnson, level 30, that's a pretty good reward for not being the ultimate reward. Like Diamond Joe Johnson will be serviceable, man. I think he'll be like a worse defensive and maybe better offensive Bruce Bowen. They like to kind of make Joe Johnson. For some reason, Joe Johnson in the past has had like really, really low stamina. So he's been a really, really good bad card, excuse me, for like a showdown setting, which is kind of stupid. Like, I don't know why they like to do that with Joe Johnson, but if they give him good stamina and everything, it looks like he has a good release. This card is going to be good. So I'm excited about that. And I'm really, really excited about Pink Diamond Chris Bosh because we don't usually get, a Miami Heat reward card or level 40, and I'm going to be using the Miami Heat Chris Bosh. I mean, I got to, man. Chris Bosh is my man. I love Chris Bosh. So, very excited about the level 40 reward. I am. Is he going to be as good as Sigma? Maybe not, but he is going to be a top 10 or top 5 card in the game. Like, no question. If you're running him next to Sigma, next to Giannis, whatever, like that is an absolutely elite front court, man. No question about it. So I'm excited about the ladder overall. A lot of people are, well, we'll get into all that. I'm sorry. I don't want to get into what people are saying until after I talk about it and kind of just share my opinions with you guys. So if we look at the season 2 rewards, we've got Vernon. We're going to start with the Amethyst up to Pink Diamond. So the thing that a lot of people aren't seeming to take into account is that this is an event. It's not going to be like how it was last year where you get a certain amount of wins and then you get the exchange piece, you get the Pink Diamond. It's not going to be like that at all. It sounds like after every game, you get a pack with an event card, which is a major, major W. I mean, a lot of people have been kind of wanting that. You get something after every game. If you're playing something like Breakout, which, let me mention this, Breakout's glitched right now, which is really, really annoying. It's not letting people play games, but I would think that it's because they're doing things with the game, or like they're changing up things, and it should be fixed soon. So yeah, but everyone's getting error codes in Breakout right now, which kind of sucks. But anyway, if you're playing a game mode like that and you were getting a reward card after every game, plus you're getting your prize games, plus you're getting your rewards and everything, it makes it so that there is a lot of reasons to, play a game. So I think that the whole event concept is a W, and I think a lot of people think that it's only going to be these cards in the event. I doubt that. I think that there is going to be packs. I think that there is going to be consumables that if you want to use this event to make MT or something like that, you can do that as well. I mean, because they usually do that with events. There may even be a chance that they bring back the 10-pack box. And I haven't heard anybody talking about this. Like, there's no optimism at all with any of this. No one's even mentioned that this is an event. So yeah, I'm trying not to. I am going to go rant mode later in the video. Don't worry. But I don't want to go rant mode yet. I kind of want to just talk about my opinion on this, like I've already said. So no one's taking into account that this is an event. I think there's a chance that this could be a major W. I really, really do. And let's go ahead and look at every single card. Okay, so Vernon Maxwell, we're going to start with Amethyst. Vernon Maxwell, I don't think he's going to be very good. Tyrone Hill, no. Antonio Davis, no. Brad Daugherty could be really good. Let's look at his diamond card really quick. Because Brad Daugherty has a diamond wild gem. So here he is. There's only one on the auction house. But we are looking at, with the biggest, most important stat with a card like this is speed. So we're looking at an 82 speed on Brad Daugherty. And we're looking at a 95 interior, 83 perimeter. He's got a 55 3 ball. That's really his only flaw, but you don't need your center to shoot at this stage in the year. So this card, he's going to be a slight downgrade. His speed's going to be a little bit lower and everything, but I think that this will be a serviceable center. I really, really do. I think that he is going to be a better defensive, kind of maybe slightly more athletic version of like a Vlade, whereas he's not going to shoot as good as a Vlade, but I think that he'll be serviceable in like a salary cap setting and stuff. So I think that he's a W of a card. I think Amethyst Alex English is a W of a card. I really, really do. I think that Alex English would be very serviceable for a lot of people. The Diamond Alex English is really good. He has really, really good stat. Well, let's just go ahead and look at him. We might as well look at him, because he has a Diamond Wild Gem as well. And here he is, man. Diamond Alex English. So we're looking at an 85 3 ball. I'm assuming that his Amethyst will probably have like an 83 ball. That would be my guess. 90 ball handle, good perimeter defense. We've got a 90 driving dunk. This card really doesn't have any flaws. And his Amethyst, I think, is going to be very, very good. Like just a very slight downgrade. And for free, I mean, that's a W. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Paul Pressey. I believe it is. I know that there was a Phil Pressey too. I get them confused, but I believe that it's Paul Pressey. And he has a Diamond Wild Gem as well. So let's look at him on the auction house really quick here, man. And see what he is looking at. So, Paul Pressey. We've got a 82. Okay, this card's not as good as Alex English. Like, just kind of objectively. Just by what I'm seeing by his stats so far. 90 driving dunk, though. I mean, that is good. Offensive and defensive rebound are all right. I mean, that doesn't matter for shooting guard. I don't know why I'm talking about that. 96 perimeter, though. So this card's going to be a better defender than Alex English, an 82 speed with ball. I mean, if you have Amethyst Alex English and Amethyst Paul Pressey as your two shooting guards, you could be doing a lot worse. You're going to want to have, a little bit better offensive point guard, if that is the case. But say you have like Michael Carter Williams or, somebody like that, and then are running a card like this at your shooting guard, you could be doing a lot worse. You absolutely could. So I think that Paul Pressey's a fine card. Mo Williams, kind of an L, just too small at the point guard position. He's not going to be able to defend anybody. Be similar to if you ran like a WNBA card at the point guard. They're just not going to be able to defend anybody. We've got Michael Thompson, Klay Thompson's dad. He's usually not very good, so my hopes aren't too high for him. Then we have Norm Nixon. Does Norm Nixon have a wild gem? I can't remember if he does or not. Let's see here. He does. Norm Nixon does have a wild gem. So an amethyst version of him is going to be available. We're looking at an 88-3. We are looking at a 87 perimeter defense, which I think, Norm Nixon is kind of known as a defensive type of player. 92 speed with ball. I mean, just kind of, he's going to be serviceable in a salary cap setting. There's really not, this card doesn't do anything extremely well, but he also doesn't really have any flaws. So nothing really wrong with this card either. And I think that people are failing to realize that these amethysts are going to be absolutely free, and the amethysts as well are also going to be very easy to get. So yeah. Junior Bridgman. This is a card that I have seen people hating on so heavily. This amethyst, and I've seen people, and I think it's because there was a couple times where Ty like pulled this card or something and said that this card is horrible. This card is not horrible. Yes, he's lacking badge-wise. That only matters really in a competitive or a showdown setting. You're going to notice it a little bit, but badges don't mean as much as people make them out to be, especially at this point in the year. But this card is 6'5" at the shooting guard position, and he has a way bigger player build than this. Like, I've used this card. This card has a way bigger player build than 6'5". He actually looks similar to Alex English, who is taller. They look like they would be pretty much the same height on the court. Badges he is lacking, yes, I understand. That can be annoying, but he's got an 84-3, and his release is not that bad at all. Like, it really isn't. We got a 90 driving dunk, and for some reason, just the athleticism of this card. This card plays very athletically for some reason. I don't know if that has something to do with like just it seems like his animations are really, really good overall. Like, he just plays like he has a lot of athleticism for whatever reason. So I think a lot of people that talk down on this card talk down him because they've never used him. This card is not that bad, and his amethyst also will not be that bad. So that's what I have to say about Junior Bridgman, because I saw some people absolutely dogging on Junior Bridgman. And I think it's because Ty said he was bad, but he's not that bad. Diamond Adrian Dantley, that's kind of a little bit. The diamonds, I will admit, the diamonds look a little bit mid. Like Adrian Dantley, Sleepy Floyd, those guys are never very good. Chris Kaman, I mean, he'll be serviceable, but he's just gonna kind of give you like the exact same role as like a Brad Doherty would, except maybe even like a little bit worse because his player build's not as good. But Bob Love and Rod Strickland are going to be good. Rod Strickland has a pink diamond wild gem. We're going to have to go look in the collection because I doubt there's going to be any up on the auction house because we were just looking at the wild gems. Where is Rod Strickland? Here he is. I just said that we're going to have to look in the collection at the auction house, and then I clicked to look in the auction house. But anyway, 6'3". I know that scares some people away, but this card is going to be so good on the offensive end, man. We're looking at an 89-3. We are looking at 70 driving. Well, what this card is, he's going to be very similar to Kyrie Irving. Now, he's actually related to Kyrie Irving. He's got similar animations to Kyrie Irving. That is what you are getting with a card like this. You are going to get a cheeseball offensive card that is going to be very good creating. He's going to have really, really good finishing animations going to the rim. I know that layups are, a little bit harder now and everything, but I think that with how steals are now, ball handling is going to be very important, and I think that this card is going to give you a very good ball handle. I think he's got a good dribble sigs. He's just got good animations in general. This card is not going to be bad. He will be very, very serviceable if you are in need of a point guard. Is it going to make a lot of people's teams? No, because a lot of people have, Diamond MCW, Pink Diamond Kid. A lot of people, I think, are going to get this Pink Diamond Sidney Moncrief that we're going to talk about in a minute. And then Pink Diamond Bob Love, I hope that I can just find him quickly here, because I know that he has a hidden gem. We're going to look for him, but while we do look for him, let's just talk about him. This is another card that I think is getting a little bit overrated. I think that Bob Love, first of all, Bob Love is going to give you an elite player build with an elite wingspan. I really hope that we can find him here, man, because I know that he is in here somewhere. I know that I already went past him, but especially when you don't have the card. There he is. There's Bob Love. There we go. And he can play. Can the Diamond play the small forward? Yes, the Diamond can play the small forward, and he's 6'8". This card is going to be very, very similar to Diamond Jonathan Isaac. He is. I mean, that's just what he's going to serve pretty much exactly the same role as Diamond Jonathan Isaac, because he's got an elite wingspan. Look at those arms hanging down, man. I mean, this card is going to be able to play some lanes. You want a card that's going to be able to play some lanes? This card is. And another thing with Bob Love as well is he is going to be very athletic, just like how we talked about with Junior Bridgman. Seems like Bob Love cards always just have that extra little bit of athleticism. I know that we were looking at the Pink Diamond here, but he is going to be able to shoot the 3-ball, and his release is not as bad as people say it is, okay? And we're looking at 93 perimeter, 93 interior, 89 speed, 84 speed with ball. I know these stats are going to be bumped down a little bit, but it's not going to be by too much, because we're only going from Pink Diamond to Diamond. This card is going to be good, okay? The Diamond Bob Love is going to be very, very good, and probably even worth picking up. I think that that's the best card that we've talked about so far. And now we move on to the Pink Diamonds, which people are having a lot of issues with these Pink Diamonds that are available, man. So let's talk about it. We've got Pink Diamond Elton Brand, who they actually kind of blessed us because he can play small forward. This card is going to be an elite defensive small forward. Is he going to be able to do a lot on the offensive end? No. I actually think that Bob Love is going to end up being a better card than Elton Brand. People are sleeping on that Bob Love, man. That Bob Love is going to be good. I think Elton Brand, some people are excited about him. I'm not really too excited about him. Elton Brand cards are usually just very, very mid, and his release and animations and stuff don't look very good. John Havlicek, everybody's complaining about the dribble style, when we literally just got a level 40 award Clay that everybody was super hyped about that can't dribble the ball whatsoever. This card is better than Clay, this Pink Diamond Havlicek, and everyone's talking about, oh, none of these cards make my team, blah, blah, blah. John Havlicek makes your team over Clay. So does Mitch Richmond, who we're about to talk about in a little bit. Both those cards are so much better than Clay that it's not even funny. Literally all that Clay can do is shoot the ball. Clay moves like an absolute slug stuck in the mud. And I know that Havlicek doesn't have good animations either, but he's going to move better than Clay. Clay is one of the worst. Maybe this is rants coming from personal experience. I know that people have success with Clay. I know that people like to use Clay. I know that he is an elite catch and shoot shooter. I know that he is elite off of the screen. I know that with fades, he was elite as well. But Clay might be the most overrated card thus far this year. He is for sure, in my opinion. And John Havlicek's better than Clay. Sidney Moncrief, Pink Diamond, literally just going to be very, very similar to Pink Diamond Jason Kidd. He's going to be, animations wise, he's going to be a little bit different. I think his release is going to be slightly better. I think that he is going to be very, very elite on the defensive end, just like Jason Kidd is. And I think that he is a very good option if you are going to continue to run Kidd, because then you can have these two as your point guards. And it is very, very advantageous to have somebody coming off the bench when you're playing in a showdown setting who is going to serve a similar role because then when you sub your bench in, like mid-second quarter, whenever you sub your bench in, then you still feel like it's almost like you're running the same lineup. That's something that I like to do, and I know that a lot of other people do as well. So that is something that I recommend that people do. Like if you have Kid, you like Kid, you're planning on continuing to run Pink Diamond Kid, I would also get Pink Diamond Moncrief, and then either run him as your backup, maybe even start him and run Kid as your backup. Very, very similar cards, and both very, very serviceable point guards. People are saying that Kid is not even usable now after the nerf. Like, come on, man. He's still a good card. Pink Diamond Mitch Richmond. I know that Pink Diamond Mitch Richmond is 6'5". Other than that, this card is going to be so good that it's not. They always give Mitch Richmond the greenest release, dude, and it's the same thing this year. Mitch Richmond is always so elite in this game, and he just gets slept on because he's 6'5". Now, do I wish this card could play the point guard? Yes. If this card could play the point guard, dude, we'd be looking at something special. But even though he can only play the shooting guard, height does not matter as much as last year. People are still very fixated on height, and it does not matter even nearly as much as last year. So that's first of all. And that really is going to be a topic that we're going to talk about with this next card, Wes Unseld. So Mitch Richmond's going to be so good. He's probably going to be the card that I go for first. I kind of want to get Bob Love. I kind of want to get Mitch Richmond. Those are kind of the cards that I'm looking at. So, and honestly, one thing that I should mention that's really interesting is I watched content from 4 separate creators today, right? And those include Carlo, JC2K, Ty, and DBG. And this actually like shocked me, but DBG was the most positive out of anybody about this update, which I was stunned about and actually kind of surprised. And I loved some of the things that DBG said in his video today. Like he said, Money Mitch is going to be money, man. And I could not agree with him anymore. Money Mitch is going to be absolutely money in this game. Literally the only flaw he's going to have is that he's 6'5". He's going to be so much better than Clay that it's not even funny. And he's going to be better than Bowen too. Because he's going to be able to create better than Bowen. He's going to have a better release than Bowen. Not going to be as good defensively as Bowen, but he's going to be a better overall card. So Mitch Richmond, Havlicek, Moncrief, all 3 of those cards should be making your team. Unless you have like Kid and MCW, maybe Moncrief doesn't make your team. But I'm taking Havlicek and Richmond over Bowen and Clay every single day of the week. Like I might even try and make it where those 2 guys are my 2 shooting guards. Those 2 cards are going to be amazing. Then we have Pink Diamond Wes Unseld. Possibly the most controversial card in this entire drop. So, people are saying that this card is going to be unusable because he is 6'7". He is not going to be unusable, man. With how the contest system is, with how a card like this is going to get rebounds, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I mean, people were even saying yesterday, and I've noticed this as well, your height does not matter in the paint nearly as much as it did last year. If you are not behind your defender, if you are not in a place where the shot is open, you don't have your defender pushed under the basket, you're not behind your defender, and you're in the paint, it doesn't matter how tall you are, the defender is going to get a contest on you. So scoring in the paint, height does not matter nearly as much as last year. Still matters. I'm not trying to say it doesn't matter at all because, obviously there's situations where the taller player is going to get the rebound, whatever. This card, and the only setting, people forget this as well, the only setting where height matters when you're anywhere above like 6'2" or 6'3" is showdown. That's the only mode where position locks matter. That's the only mode where height matters. This Wes Unseld Pink Diamond in a park setting, man, this card is going to be so good in a park setting. It's not. I'm very excited about Pink Diamond Wes Unseld. So now, well, we're going to talk about community feedback. So I looked at this stuff, and these were my initial thoughts when I looked at these things, right? I did throw in some comments about the community. I was going to try and wait till after, but I couldn't wait till the end. Anyway, I was thinking in my head, right, after I looked at this is a W. I'm sure that people are going to be excited. But then I go on to YouTube and Twitter, JC2K, very upset about this drop. Carlo, very upset about this drop. Ty, very upset about this drop. DBG, the shock of the century, actually seems like he's kind of excited about this drop, which is a W. And 90% of the viewer base is hating so heavily on this drop. And it's just like, dude, like, what do you expect? This could be the best set of rewards that I know the people are blinded because season 1 is so good. Is Sigma better than every single one of these cards? Yes, I get that. I do. But if we got a drop like this in like 2K21 or 2K20, like, what would happen if it was 2K21 or 20? And the reason I mention this is because everyone glazes how rewarding those games were and how good the rewards were, whatever the case may be. If this was season 2 in NBA 2K21, we would be getting not a pink diamond version, but a diamond version of Havlicek and Elton Brand. One would be in the vault, one would be in the ball drop for the first half of season 2. And then in the second half of season 2, we'd be getting a diamond Wes Unseld and a diamond Sidney Moncrief. One in the ball drop, one in the vault. In the second half of season 2. That's what we would be getting if this was NBA 2K21. That is also what we'd be getting if this was NBA 2K20. I know that there wasn't seasons in NBA 2K20, but if it was at a similar point in the year, that's what we would have been getting. And people are acting like this is just the biggest L and the game isn't rewarding anymore. Like, everyone asks for stuff to play for. There's 20 cards here to play for. You think that if they gave us cards in the agendas that the cards would be any better than this? Because they wouldn't be. We've never had, like, people are talking about that they were like expecting to get like big name NBA players as season mode rewards. We've never gotten that. Like, newsflash, that's never going to happen. And these cards are going to be good. Like, I don't know why people are acting like, oh, you couldn't have chosen a more boring set of players. Like, people have been hyped about Wes Unseld in the past. People were super hyped about Sidney Moncrief last year. People were really, really hyped about Havlicek in the past. And everyone's saying that all these diamonds and amethysts are garbage. There's at least 4 of these amethysts that are going to be good. At least 2 of these diamonds are going to be usable. Bob Love is going to be one of the best diamonds in the game. Like, I'm just telling you how it is. That's going to be how it is, man. And the amount of hate that this is getting, like, because I went on to YouTube and I was like, this is probably going to get positive feedback. Like, I'm excited to see what people are saying about this. And it's just like, oh, yikes, these cards are like, dude. If you expected anything better than this, you're delusional. Because we've never gotten a better set of, yes, season 1, I know that the cards were better. But there's going to be stuff to do all season. Like, the same people that were crying about that there's nothing to do are now crying about that these cards suck. Where they're giving you what you asked for, and we continue to complain. Like, really, dude? It's just, you're never going to be able to. There's some people that need to just get off this game. I mean, it's just the truth. Because if you expected anything better than this, like, maybe you could have, say, oh, maybe 1 or 2 big name players and whatever. Not really very realistic. But yeah, if you're expecting anything better than this, like, you're just delusional. And people saying that rewards were way better back in the day. If we would have gotten this in 2K21 or 2K22, do you know how hyped everyone would have been? And now we're just complaining. And what this is going to lead to, right? Everyone thought that the season 1 cards were so good, the reward cards. Now everyone's saying that the season 2 reward cards, everyone's saying these cards suck. Now, season 1 next year, well, this is going to have a negative effect on the game because 90% of the community hates this. And I don't know what they're going to do, but somehow this is going to lead to a negative effect to the game in the future because that's what always happens. People complain about good things and then they're gone. This is a W drop. It is. And I think the biggest complaint is, oh, none of these cards make my team. John Havlicek makes your team. Mitch Richmond makes your team. Wes Unseld makes your team. Bob Love should make your team. Like, come on, dude. And you can't expect all 20 of these cards to be good. And you also cannot expect big name players to be given out for free because it's never been like that. They've never done that, and they never will do that. So let's start going through some of the comments, man. I know that there's more that I had to say. There's more that I was planning on saying. Hopefully some of these comments kind of bring it out, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm just kind of disappointed because I woke up excited about this. I was hoping that everyone else was excited about this. And some people are. I know that there is some of you out there that are, but 100%, mate. We asked for more content, and the geniuses at 2K gave us more dog shit. Like, dude, you asked for stuff to do. You asked for cards to grind for. I'm sorry, if we got cards in the agendas, they would be the same level of those amethysts. This is basically the same thing as getting agenda cards, except you have more freedom because you can play whatever game mode you want, and you don't have to do specific. Like, I hate so much having to play specific modes and getting specific stats. I don't know why people like that. That takes away the freedom of the game. I don't like being told what game mode to play. I don't know why people gas up agenda cards so much, okay? But that's basically what this is agenda cards, but you have way more freedom. And I'm going to go back to the vault and ball drop thing as well. Say that you really want Mitch Richmond, and the two cards are Mitch Richmond, Elton Brand. Maybe you say that you only like to play online, and the online card is Elton Brand, the offline card is Mitch Richmond, so you're being forced to play offline, which you hate to play. That is all eliminated with the system. You can play whatever game mode you want to play and get whatever cards you want to get, and the freedom is there. I don't know why people hate on freedom in this community. Like, I really don't. Every single one of those cards have a card in hidden gems or wild gems that's one tier higher or one tier lower. They are so lazy. The NBA, there hasn't been as many players even nearly as any other sports league. And if we already have, 4,000 players in the game, there's not a whole lot more players left. You know what I'm saying? Like, there really, really isn't. So yes, a lot of these cards are already in the game at a different tier because we already have 4,000 freaking players in the game. That doesn't have anything to do with laziness. Everyone talking about they're trying to just, again, convince people to open up packs because these cards suck. Like, bruh. These are very typical, these cards, from what we would usually get for rewards. And the entire system, what we would have usually got rewards, like type of rewards that we would have gotten in the past, like 2K23 and prior. These cards are very typical of what we would have seen in those games. And it's even better because there's more of them, and you also have a decision of your own. People can't make decisions of their own in this community. I see so many people commenting. There's like 2 or 3 people that have commented on every single video the last 2 or 3 days asking Ty or JC what one of the game mode rewards they should get, either Kid, Sigma, or Rice, or should they get the Pink Diamond Hidden Gem. Why are you scared to make the decision yourself? This is my team. This isn't JC's team. This isn't Ty's team. This isn't, some random creator's team. This is your team. Do what you want. I don't understand that mindset. I really don't. And I think it's very dumb to let other people tell you what cards are good and then dictate who you're going to get because of that. Yeah, people looking. This guy says he's an offline only grinder, which all these cards that I talked about, they're going to be good in an offline and online setting. But this guy says he's really excited to use Mitch Richmond because he's an offline grinder anyway, and he's excited even though he's undersized. Like, major W. Major, major W. Absolutely zero motivation to grind for any of these. Guess I'll just catch up on domination. Ew. That's disgusting. Okay, this comment doesn't make any sense. Sigma, Rice, and Kid shouldn't even be relevant at this point, but yet. So now we're really going to sit here and act like we wish that cards didn't have longevity. Like, what are we talking about? People complained so much in the past about cards not having longevity, and now every card this year has longevity, and now we're going to complain that these cards aren't as good. Like, people are going to complain no matter what the situation, even if they go back on what they've said in the past. This is the problem with the entire community. Y'all only want to play with the cheesiest cards with the easiest SIGs and animations. You literally have it down to a science. It's terrible for the game, and you guys do anything you can to suck all the fun out of the game for yourselves and everyone else. Couldn't have said it any better. These cards would be fine if they were easy to obtain, but mode completion rewards are not easy. I didn't get any mode rewards. So that's the thing, too. There's people complaining about that the mode rewards are too hard, and then there's people complaining about that there's nothing to do. Like, bro, like what are we even like doing at this point? Like, just get off the game. Like, obviously this game isn't for you. Like, I'm sorry. And I don't want to say that. I want to tell you to stay on this game. But with how some people in this community are, it's very obvious that this game isn't for you. Like, I'm sorry. But that's just the fact of the matter. Can't wait for them to drop cards that are better than everyone here in packs. That's what they always do. It's always been like that. Can't believe they're giving us a Sapphire that evolves into a Ruby. What is wrong with them? Looks like this game will be dead by January. So for level 1, you get Sapphire to Ruby, Shade, and Sharp. And this is another conflicting thing where there's everybody, yesterday specifically, we talked about, number 1, people asking for Evo cards. Shade and Sharp is an Evo card. Number 2, we were talking about people asking for Sapphires and Rubies. Shade and Sharp is a Sapphire that Evos to Ruby. And now we've got this guy complaining because this card's too low of a tier. Like, bruh. This community, man. This freaking community. These rewards are super weak. Bosh might be the only thing that's good. I would have to grind level 40 just to get him. Everyone else is trash. So that is the issue too. If we want, like, I think the level 40 grind is super balanced right now. Top tier card's pretty good. Level 30 Joe Johnson is going to be good. Everyone's talking about they wish that there was a pink diamond in the level grind. Let me tell you why that would not be good. Because that is such a slap with how easy level 40 is. Level 40 is like, I'm going to say like 20 times easier than it was back in 2K21, 2K22, when the level 40 reward was always the best card in the game. It's probably at the very least 10 times easier than it used to be. So if they gave us a pink diamond pack in the level 40 grind, that would be such a slap in the face to people that grinded their butt off season 1. It would be. And I'm not trying to say that, I'm not trying to be from that standpoint where I'm just like, oh, they can't just be giving handouts, whatever. But that just doesn't seem fair. That people grinded their butt off for a pink diamond hidden gem pack in season 1. They're probably going to bring out the hidden gem pack again in season 2. People are going to grind their butt off for it, and they're going to get it because they earned it. And then you're just going to give one away in the level 40 grind, which is like the easiest grind like ever. People are getting done with it way too early and then complaining about there's nothing to do. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. I bet they make the exchange to where one pink diamond is multiple event cards. The exchange, whatever they do with this event, you're not going to have to play more games than you did in season 1 to get the rewards. I don't know exactly how they're going to work it, but they're not going to make it, harder than it was in season 1. I don't see how anyone can honestly be excited about anything my team has to offer. The mode gets worse every year, and the cost to play increases tenfold without fail. I mean, I got 2 million MT, no money spent, and I just was looking. I could buy Giannis, which is probably like a top 3 card in the game. No money spent. I wouldn't have been able to do that at this point last year. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. And I quit my team last year because last year was... Everyone talks about this year being the least rewarding mode and the least amount to do. Last year, there was no mode rewards. You got maybe like a fifth of the MT you got for playing the game this year, and the gameplay was horrible. So that's why I quit last year. This game this year is infinitely better than last year's game. I just don't understand. It gives us a legit center, 7 foot with... Give us a legit center, 7 foot with a nice wingspan, Sigma is better for power forward than he is for center. So then I commented back and said, great idea. Let's just throw pacing right out of the window. Because once they release one cheese ball, 7-footer, like they did release Dikembe. I get Dikembe's 7'2", like he's usable, but he's not overpowered. And I think they've done a really good job gameplay-wise this year with how finishing is in the paint. Like it seems very balanced from a defensive perspective and offensive perspective. People are getting mad either because they can't, defend someone in the paint or because they can't score in the paint. Like, I'm sorry, it's a skill issue because it is balanced this year. It really, really is. But the one time they release, which is going to happen, it is going to happen, but it's better if this happens later than earlier. The second that they released a juiced, like 7'2", 7'3" big, the pacing's ruined. It is. So if they did that this early, it'd be horrible. The new Season 2 mode rewards are ass. So bad, bro. You know the better cards are going to be in packs. They want people to rip packs. SMH. It's legitimately always been like that. People are saying this is the greediest company in gaming because they didn't give us a pink diamond pack in the level 40 grind. We just explained why that wouldn't really be fair. So yeah, man, I don't know. These are my thoughts. I know that people are upset. And I kind of get it, but at the same time, like if you are upset about this, your expectations are too high. They are. I mean, I don't really know what else to say because that is just the fact of the matter. And we got what we asked for. The mode rewards are back. There's going to be a lot to do, and it's not just pink diamonds. Everyone is asking for lower tier cards, and they gave us all these lower tier cards, and people are still upset because none of them have the best animations in the game. Like, if the game was the way that people wanted it to be, everybody would be running. Well, it's already kind of like this anyway. People are already running kind of the same lineup. Everyone runs Michael Carter Williams. Everybody runs Sigma. Everybody runs Bowen. Which I don't like that. Like, I don't like using cards like that because I don't like having the same team as my opponent. I don't like having the same team as everybody. That's why I didn't go after Sigma. I was going to go after Sigma, but then I was like, no, I don't want to use him because everybody else has them. I don't like having cards that everybody else has. And if the game was the way that everybody wanted it to be, like, the pacing would be fried, for one. For two, everybody would have the exact same play style and play the exact same way, and everybody would have the same exact team. And for three, every card in the game would be juiced up, so there's really no point in grinding the game for better cards anyway. So with how people want this game to be, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. And another thing, too, is if these cards were super overpowered, these Season 2 rewards, people would be complaining about that, too. So my question is to the community. Once again, this is a question that I asked a few weeks ago, and I will ask it again. What do we really want? Because that is a question that I can't seem to find the answer to, especially when faced with situations like this. And I hope that some of you guys are excited, man, because I'm excited about this new season. I really, really am. I think it's going to be a W, and I'm really excited to see what they do with this whole event thing. And don't feel like you can't be excited about this. Don't feel like you're in the minority. Don't feel like... Because a lot of these people just go with what the creators say. All the creators are saying that this season is going to suck, and then there's a big group saying that this is going to suck, and then there's also a big group saying that they're not even going to bother playing Season 2 just because of what somebody else says. So I just would recommend, especially if you already have this game, just try the season out for yourself. If you don't have fun, then that's cool. Like go play Battlefield, go do whatever else you want to do that you find more enjoyment in. But try it out yourself and get the cards that you want to get. Quit getting cards that creators tell you to get. Just, it's my team, man. Have fun. Have fun using random guys. Have fun using whoever you want to use. And yeah, man, but that's my opinion on Season 2. So Let me know what you guys think. We'll be back with more content soon, so please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. That's always very, very much appreciated. And also make sure to leave a like on the video, man. That helps me out a ton. Way more than you guys know, so big time W when you guys do that. But anyway, with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.